Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist and today doing an Unchained deck profile. So I'm really excited to do some for you guys because this deck is an extremely powerful deck to play in this format because of just how consistent Unchained is. This deck really is off the chain. So without further ado, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell on there so you can become part of Notification Squad, and definitely check out the Patreon down in the description below for all those awesome rewards. Like getting your name scratched for every single video, getting assigned cards in the mail, and even getting to request a deck profile every single month to your Patreon. So without further ado, let's get straight on into this. So first off, we're going to be playing 3 copies of Aruha. This card is an amazing starter for the deck, with the ability that you can target a card that you control and destroy it, and if you do, special summon this card from your hand, which is an awesome ability because you can pop your trap cards, you can pop your other monsters to be able to instantly special summon this card out to your side of the field, and it's amazing because a lot of your Unchained cards float into Unchained monsters when they're destroyed by battle or by card effect, which is so powerful. We then play a single copy of Rikeya. Rikeya is definitely a one-of in the build with the ability to quick effect, target a card that you control and destroy it, which is an amazing effect to be able to pop a card on your side of the field. We then play a single copy of Sorima. Sorima is really good as a combo piece in the build, letting you target an Unchained card in the graveyard, accept another copy of this card, set it to your field, and then destroy a card that you control, which is an amazing ability to be able to set one of your traps on your side of the field, pop a card on the field, and then float into another Unchained monster. We then play a single copy of Shavara. Shavara is such a powerful one-of in the build, and this card is insane that it's at 1 still, but I really love this card. This card has the ability that during the main phase, if this card's in your hand, quick effect, you can target a fiend monster or a face-down card that you control and destroy it. And if you do, special summon this card, but while it's face up in the monster zone, you cannot special summon monsters except fiend monsters. And if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can set an Unchained spell or trap directly from your deck to your side of the field, which is an amazing ability to be able to use, and this card is one of the most powerful cards in the entire deck. We then play a single copy of Shayama. Shayama is really good in the deck, but you never want to see this card in your hand because it's a little bit of a brick. You always want to be able to special summon it out or send it to the graveyard and then special summon it back to your side of the field. With the ability to let you target one card that you control and destroy it, then you can actually destroy a spell or trap on the field. And if this card's in the graveyard, you can target a fiend monster or a face down card that you control and destroy it. And if you do, special summon this card but place it on the bottom of the deck when it leaves the field. But this card is amazing that I can play with your copy of Shavara because it helps you go in for your XZ plays. It's just such a powerful consistency card in the deck that you really don't want to see in your hand, but it's so powerful to get in your graveyard. We then play a single copy of Disaster. Disaster is amazing because it helps you link your opponent's monsters away to help you link climb, and this card is really good as a one-of in the deck. Another card you don't want to see in your opening hand, but it's still really amazing to be able to summon out to your side of the field. It's actually one of my favorite Unchained cards in the entire deck. Definitely comment down below what your favorite Unchained card is. We then play a single copy of Abominable Unchained Soul. Abominable Unchained Soul is basically a main deck boss monster that you can summon at any time, which is really insane because you can float into this card. It has the ability that you can only special summon this card once per turn, and if a card you control is destroyed by battle by card effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. And if this card is special summoned, you can actually discard a card to destroy a card on the field non-targeting, which is absolutely broken. It also has the ability once per turn. During the end phase, if this card's in the graveyard because it was destroyed on the field and sent to the graveyard this turn, you can special summon this card but place it on the bottom of the deck when it leaves the field, which is a crazy powerful effect. This card is such a broken boss monster and it's just really good in the deck as a one-of. We then play 3 copies of Dark Beckoning Beast. Dark Beckoning Beast is such a powerful card to be able to play in the deck as a 3-of with a really cool ability. When this card is normal summon, you can actually add a card that mentions the Sacred Beast from your deck to your hand, which is such a cool ability to add your copies of your opening of the Spirit Gates from your deck to your hand, which is such a powerful card to be able to search off this card's effect. And this card also has a really cool ability. During your main phase, you can normal summon a Fiend monster with 0 attack and defense in addition to your normal summoner set, which is a great ability to get you 2 Fiend monsters out on your side of the field so that you can go ahead and link summon into a bunch of really cool cards. We then play a single copy of Grave Squirmer. Grave Squirmer is really good in the deck and almost reminds me of Shavara, which is insane. This card has the ability, if you control a fiend monster, quick effect, you can special summon this card from the hand, then you can destroy Yubel or a monster that mentions it in the monster zone, which you're never going to use that ability to actually destroy something, but special summoning itself out to your side of the field is absolutely broken. You can also banish this card in the graveyard to special summon a fiend monster with 0 attack and defense from your hand or graveyard, which is a really cool ability because you have cards like your Dark Beckoning Beast that you can bring back to your side of the field, which is really cool. We then play 3 copies of Ash Blossom. Ash Blossom's definitely a 3-of in the deck, basically just to stop your opponent from touching the deck. So that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get in to the spells. So for the spells, we're going to start with a single copy of Terraforming. We do have Nightmare Throne now, so we do play Terraforming in the deck to be able to instantly get to our copy of Nightmare Throne. We then play a single copy of Called by the Grave. Called by the Grave is just really good at stopping your opponent from hand trapping you while you're going in for all of your plays. We then play a single copy of Opening of the Spirit Gates. Opening of the Spirit Gates is really good for your Dark Beckoning Beast combo to help you get 2 Fiend monsters out on your side of the field. So when this card is activated, you can actually add a card from your deck to your hand that specifically lists the Sacred Beast in its text from your deck to your hand, which is your copy of your Dark Beckoning Beast, but you only really need a single copy of this card in the build. This card is really good in the deck to be able to play as 1-of and just helps out overall in the deck to be able to consistently summon out 2 Fiends to your side of the field with Dark Beckoning Beast. We then play 2 copies of Triple Tactics Thrust. Thrust is amazing in the build, just to help you get the exact card you want out on your side of the field if your opponent does decide to hand trap you. And there's a lot of really good options in the build that you can get to, like Terraforming, your copies of Abomination's Prison, Triple Tactics Talents. There's just so many options, or even one of your Unchained trap cards you can easily get to with your copy of Thrust, which is absolutely amazing. We then play 2 copies of Talents to go along with our copies of Thrust. If you don't have 2 copies of Thrust, you could play 3 copies of Talents and 1 copy of Thrust if you want to, but Thrust is just really good in the deck overall, but your copies of Talents are amazing as well. And this card lets you draw 2 cards, take control of a monster, or look at your opponent's hand, choose a card from it, and shuffle it back in the deck, which can help you deal with a bunch of hand traps your opponent might be playing. We then play 3 copies of Pot of Prosperity. Pot of Prosperity is really good in the deck as a 3-of to basically just dig into the deck for the exact card that you need. We then also play 3 copies of Abomination's Prison. This card is basically Rhoda for the deck, letting you add an Unchained card from your deck to your hand, which is so powerful to be able to do. We then play 3 copies of Nightmare Throne. Nightmare Throne is such a powerful consistency boost for just about every Fiend deck, letting you add a Fiend monster with 0 attack and defense from your deck to your hand, basically turning the entire Dark Beckoning Beast combo on, which is amazing to be able to do, to instantly get the exact card that you need from your deck to your hand, so you can get 2 Fiend monsters out on your side of the field, which is just so powerful to be able to do, so you can go for your copy of Yama and go full combo. It's so important to be able to get to your copy of Nightmare Throne so that you can go full combo. So that's it for the spells, guys. Let's get into the traps. So for the traps, we're going to start with a single copy of Rivalry of Warlords. We're only summoning Fiends in this deck, so this card is amazing to be able to flip up against your opponent, especially if they're playing a deck that plays more than one type, and this card is so powerful in this build because we only go into Fiends. We then play 2 copies of Abominable Chamber of the Unchained. Abominable Chamber is really good as a 2-of in the build. This is going to let you special summon an Unchained monster from your hand or grave, and if this set card is destroyed by a card effect, you can special summon an Unchained monster from the deck to your side of the field, which is a really cool effect. We then play 3 copies of Escape of the Unchained. Escape is definitely a 3-of in the build, and you can target an Unchained monster that you control and a card on the field and destroy both those cards, which is great to help you float into the exact Unchained card you need while also popping a card on the field. And this card has a similar effect to your copy of Abominable Chamber, that if this set card is destroyed, you get to special summon an Unchained monster from the deck. We then play 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. Infinite Impermanence is definitely a 3-of in the build, basically just to stop your opponent's monster effects and also lock down entire columns of spells and traps. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're going to start off with Unchained Soul Lord of Yama. This card is amazing as a 3-of in the build. You could probably play 2, but I just really like 3 in the deck. It just requires any 2 Fiend monsters to make this card, and if this card is special summon, you get to add an Unchained monster from your deck or grave to your hand. And if a card you control is destroyed by battle by card effect while this card's in the grave, you can banish this card to special summon a Fiend monster from your hand or graveyard, then destroy a card that you control, which is a great consistency boost for the deck. This card is a searcher, it's an extender, and it's a recovery card all at once, which is absolutely amazing. We then play 2 copies of Rage. Rage is definitely a 2-of in the build to help you link away your opponent's cards into the exact monster that you need, and this card is actually a quick effect to help you link summon, which is super cool. We then play a single copy of Anguish. Anguish is also a card that lets you link away your opponent's cards to be able to link climb, which is really cool to be able to do, but this card is not a quick effect, which is why we just play a single copy. We then play a single copy of Unchained Abomination. Unchained Abomination is so broken. This card lets you pop 3 cards for absolutely no reason, with the ability that if a card on the field is destroyed by a card effect, except by a copy of Abomination, you can target a card on the field and destroy it. When another monster is destroyed by battle, you can actually target a card on the field and destroy it. And during the end phase, just because, target a card on the field and destroy it. This card is one of my favorite link monsters in the game. It just pops cards for no reason. You can play a single copy of Underworld Goddess. This card is awesome in the deck, and it is a Fiend monster, helping you link climb and out towers like boss monsters, which is super helpful. We then play a single copy of Nightmare Unicorn to spin stuff, which is really good to be able to go into with your copy of Unchained Soul of Rage. We then play a single copy of Super Producer, the Abyss Actor. You might be looking at this card and going, why play this card? It's really insane how this card works, because during the main phase, quick effect, you can try to face a card that you control and destroy it, which is basically the main effect we're using on this card, just to pop cards on the field. It's just a really good extender to keep your plays going, just in case. We then play a single copy of Mudracker. Mudracker's insane in the deck to be able to revive your fiends back from the graveyard, which is super helpful to be able to do. We then play a single copy of Appaloosa. Appaloosa is really good to be able to establish on your side of the field to be able to basically get multiple negates on the field. We then play a single copy of SP Little Knight. SP Little Knight is really insane, but if you don't have this card, you don't have to play this card. You could play Nightmare Griffin over this card, which is a really good option to be able to make, because you can actually Griffin lock your opponent with Mudracker. Instead of playing SP Little Knight, you can change it out for that since you're already playing Nightmare Unicorn to spin stuff, but this card is a really good double interruption. We then play a single copy of Wave High King Caesar. This card is a basically double negate, which is absolutely insane. It makes this card a definite 1-of in the build, because it helps out so much in the deck to basically just summon this card out to your side of the field. Plus we have 2 easy level 6s we can summon in the deck. And then finally, we play a single copy of Typhon. Typhon's really good because if you do get Fiend locked, you can still summon this card out to your side of the field if you do find yourself in a situation that you need to, and this card belongs in just about any deck. So that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you enjoy this. This is a really fun deck to be able to play. If you guys have never played Unchained before, you should definitely give Unchained a try. It's actually one of my favorite decks to play, and it's insane how powerful it is. I even have combos on the channel that you guys should definitely check out, which is a really good option for you guys if you're just picking up Unchained, and it's super fun to be able to play. So, that's going to do for this one, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell in there so you can become part of the notification squad, and we'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.